Hey, welcome to College Sports Sheets. Let's get started. First off, what is a college sports sheet? College sports sheets are sports-specific spreadsheets that allow student athletes to identify, track, document, and manage the entire college athletic recruiting process. These sheets work for you since they only feature schools that have your specific sports programs. No more navigating websites trying to figure out which schools offer your sport and which ones don't. It's all in the sheet. Let's do a walkthrough. Since each college sports sheet is tailored to your specific sport, but a lot of the tabs within the sheets all remain the same. So let's get started with a quick walkthrough of each of the tabs in the sheet. Let's start with the dashboard. The dashboard is the epicenter of the sheet. This provides quick visibility for all programs in your sport in the division that you purchased, be it NCAA Division I, Division II, Division III, and NAIA, or even junior college divisions. The dashboard comes preloaded with lots of information already. School name, the mascot, the city and state, the division, and whether or not the school is public or private, and also the athletic URL. But it's also helpful are some of these other columns. These columns are where you keep track of interest in the program or if the program is interested in you. You can also find out whether or not you fill out a recruiting form for the website, or if you reached out to the coach, or if the coach reached out to you. You can also keep track of coach's name and if there's any follows on your social media account. You can also add in your own columns as well. It's super flexible since it's a spreadsheet that you can manage the process the way you see best. This is helpful because schools reach out to you or you reach out to schools, and you want to keep check to see if you've had any history with the school previously, or who you talked to, or when you fill out a recruiting form to see if the school responded back to you or not. I also like this in case you get a new piece of mail or an email from a program and you're not familiar with them. You can always go to the dashboard and hit Control F and find and search for the school to learn more about them. Next, I want to jump into the Events tab. Now, not all sports have this tab, but for many sports, if you're playing in various tournaments, events, or even showcases, then this tab is for you. This tab helps you keep track of which events you played at or competed at and identify if any college programs or coaches were in attendance. That way, you can tailor your outreach to these programs and the coaches and let them know you played at this event for this team and here are your results. For example, the drop-down menu lets you pick any school in here in the dashboard. You can enter that in there and type in the coach's name. That way you can quickly reference the sheet in case you need to do any future outreach and communication. Next up is conferences. The conference tab is a great way to visualize schools that compete against each other in their conference, and it can also be a great way to identify additional schools that may be interested in you. If one school has been contacting you already, chances are they're competitive within their conference, and other teams in that conference would also be seeking a similar player or athlete. You can highlight any schools that you are talking to in one color or schools that you're interested in into another color. Additionally, some of the sheets, like swimming, track, and cross country, their conference sheet is actually called Best Times. See, here you can enter in your best time for various events, your best time or your best distance for various events, and you can kind of keep track of how that stands up to conference meets. Oftentimes, track, cross country, and swimming have conference meets that you can refer to, and you can see where your best time or distance would place in that conference meet. That way, you can figure out if you're going to be competitive in that conference, if it makes sense talking to other schools in that conference or not. Lastly, I want to focus on the 5 school program tabs. As you can see, you have 5 school program tabs located on the bottom of the sheet. These tabs are for schools that you are really talking to and focusing on. You can use the drop-down menu on top to pull in information from the dashboard sheet, and the rest you'll have to enter in by yourself. But this will give you a quick idea of what you have going on with the school and a way to move forward with it. And as you're progressing with the school, as you have more multiple conversations with the coaches, you can use the conversation log to document the date of the call, who you were talking to, notes from the call, and next steps. This way, you no longer have to be anxious for calls, thinking you're repeating the same things from last time you talked to the coaches, because now you can have a quick recap of what you talked about before, and that way you know what you already spoke about, and you can update the coach on anything new that happened since that last call. You can also keep track of next steps in case the coach wants you to reach out after a tournament or in a couple of weeks or to schedule another visit. Additionally, we have a section on top here to keep track of all the coaches. So, obviously, there's a head coach and assistant coaches. You can keep track of their information, their contact information, and who you spoke with. And also, you can always add in additional coaches if there are more that you need to keep track of. Feel free to use the columns to add more information as you need it. Lastly, I just want to say the few final notes. What's great about these spreadsheets is that you can always duplicate sheets like the school program deep dive sheets. If you need more schools that you're talking to, just highlight a sheet, right click on it, and make a copy. And you can make a copy of that and keep information about this new school that you're keeping track of. Additionally, you can always add in new columns. So new columns in the dashboard or new coaches, just right click on that column and you can create a new column here and start entering information to keep track of things you want to keep track of. As always, if you have additional ideas, comments, or questions, just ask. I'm more than happy to help. And remember, if your sport isn't listed yet, just ask. I'm adding in new sheets constantly. Hope this helps with your athletics recruiting journey, and good luck.